Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Greg Michalowski from ForexLive.com. Today's date is February 2nd, going into February 3rd. I'm going to talk about three currencies in 5 minutes, including the Aussie dollar, the New Zealand dollar, and the dollar versus Canada. The Aussie dollar is an interesting one. Why? Because we have a Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision later on today. The market is kind of split as far as what it's going to do. Is it going to cut? Is it not going to cut? If they don't cut, we could see a relief rally to the upside. If they do cut, we should see the price move lower, or that's what you expect. But you never know what's been priced into the market, and we've seen the Aussie versus US dollar move sharply to the downside here. In that move to the downside, we did break below the 200-month moving average in last month's trading. That level currently comes in at around the 77.88 level. We can remember that, right? We're currently above that level, currently trading around the 25 level at the 78 handle. So we got to break, we have about 50 or so pips to the downside before we break below that 200-month moving average. We can get there on a cut. Certainly, I would expect a cut would move through that level and head on down toward the 79.19 level, which was our low from the month of January. Just reached in last week's trading, as a matter of fact, on Thursday. So that would be the downside objective, along with another level over here, which comes in at the 77 level. That is our low price from July of 2009. Go below the 77 level, we really open up the door to the downside. We're trading in this range right here over 2008 and 2009. There's really not a lot of support below the 77 level, maybe toward the 75 level, which is a level that Governor Stevens commented about in mid-December, that he thought the Aussie versus US dollar, that was the neutral level for it. Any comment from Stevens in regard to what he thinks the current neutral level for the Aussie versus US dollar will also be of interest in tonight's report and subsequent statement and comments from Stevens. So pay attention to what he has to say in regard to that. Could see a rotation down on that comment, so be aware for it. On the top side, for this currency pair, if he comes out and the statement comes out a little bit more hawkish, i.e. the Reserve Bank of Australia is not going to cut and is not going to potentially cut in the month of March as well, we could see the market rotate, or should see the market rotate above the blue line right here, which represents the 100-hour moving average, also above the lows that we saw last Monday in trading around the 78.57. The 100-hour moving average currently comes in at 78.45 or 46. So 46 up to 57 is our first level of resistance on the top side. A move above that and staying above that level. The next target somewhere around the 79 level, which was our low price on this day right here. That was, I guess, a Wednesday of last week's trading. Also near highs and lows from previous and days after that. That low. And so the 79 level comes in play, and then the 200-hour moving average at the 79.1920 level. I don't expect to get up that far. I think the bearishness remains in this currency pair, but you never know. You never know. We've gotten more surprises in the market of late, but they've been more to the downside, so I'm kind of leaning that way anyway. Watch for resistance here. Watch for a break to the downside off of the decision. Maybe even getting below this trend line here around the 78 level might be step number one here for the Aussie versus US dollar. All right, let's take a look at the dollar versus Canada. And this currency pair has been on a tear to the upside. Why? Because the Bank of Canada cut rates in a surprise move right here on January 21st. And so we saw the market surge to the upside. We saw a continuation, and we've seen continuation since that time. Now, in trading here today, we moved below this trend line on the hourly chart. This trend line connected highs through here, and we broke above it, and that what was once resistance became support through here. And indeed, today, we also found support initially against that level until the market fell below that level and came down and tested the 100-hour moving average. That's the blue line in this chart. Now, we did move a little bit below it here in the last hour of trading, but we've seen the price rotate back to the upside, finding those buyers on the dips for the dollar versus Canada. If we stay above that blue line, that would be more bullish. It comes in at the 125.70 level. If we move below that level, that would be a little bit more bearish for this currency pair going forward. So pay attention to that. And now, finally, let's take a look at the New Zealand versus US dollar. This the Reserve Bank of New Zealand did not cut in last week's trading, but they were a little bit more dovish in their comments. As a result, we saw a huge move to the downside here. We took out the prior low and really caught a lot of steam in that downward direction. Now, this trend line, which connects a low here with a low here and a low here. And it's actually a parallel to this top side trend line, which has a number of different highs along that line. But we came down, tested it here, got close to it on Friday's trade, and we've seen a little bit more of a corrective move to the upside. Now coming into play over here is the 100-hour moving average and also this topside trend line. So in trading, if we should see the New Zealand versus US dollar continue its move to the upside, and we get above the 100-hour moving average at the 73.30 level, or above the this trend line here at the 73.50 level, also represented by the 50% retracement at the 54 level, then we should see further upside potential for this currency pair. Again, on the top side, we have not been above this trend line here, and the last time we tested it was just last week's trading on Wednesday. Found that high there before moving to the downside. That's gonna be a key level up here around the 73.50-54 level. So that about does it. My name is Greg Michalowski. This has been the 3 currencies in about 6 minutes. Good fortune with your trading. Bye bye now.